Good afternoon, dear students. I request everyone to sit in a prayerful posture and evoke God's blessing. Dear God, shower your abundant blessing upon each one of us, our school, our teachers, our classmates, family members, all those who are dear to us. Dear God, give us courage, strength, and understanding so that we can concentrate in the class and understand today's topic well. Make us able to participate in class discussion and pay attention in the class. Thank you, God. Amen. Once again, a very good afternoon to all. Dear students, we were talking about rural administration. Earlier, you had studies about village administration, local self-government. Now we'll talk about how the government functions in rural administration, how the working is going on in the rural areas. We were talking about the functions of Patwari, role of Patwari in rural administration. As I said earlier, Patwari keeps the records, land records of the villages. Now we'll talk about responsibilities of Patwari. So we'll do. Yes, responsibilities of Patwari. It is necessary of the Patwari to report all serious calamities affecting the land or the crop and all the severe outbreaks of diseases amongst man and beast. See, it is the responsibility of Patwari to report the district, report the government about the land, related to the land cultivation, any problem, any natural calamities which affects the land and the crop, and the suddenly something mishappening, any disease amongst the human beings and the animals. He must aid the headman in revenue collection. So headman means sarpanch. It is Patwari's duty to grant some money to the headman in revenue collection so that they maintain the balance which they affects by the calamities, and they can fulfill their laws. So Patwari keeps a diary and a workbook to keep the record. The entries He has to enter the things which crop the villagers find difficult when the calamities occur. Entry should be made on the day on which the events come to notice of the Patwari. Whenever the Patwari will see the things, will notice these things, he has to enter in his book, in his diary. The Patwari is responsible for the safe custody of all the records. He has to take care all the records, maps and the equipments, tools of the area that are in her or his charge. In the workbook, she or he enters the work done by her, him on each day, every day's record. Farmers may change the crop cultivated by them, or facilitates like wells or tube wells may be dug at the places where they did not exist earlier. Therefore, it becomes important that the Patwari keeps his or her records updated. Means Patwari daily he has to keep the record, write in a notebook, diary writing we are saying daily, and he has to see how many new wells were dug, what changes have done by the farmers for the betterment of the cultivation of the crop or any other for the irrigation. He has to observe all the things and keep record in his notebook, book, diary. His work is supervised by the field Kunogo, the Sadar Kunogo and the Circle Revenue Officer. So Kunogo is also a type of officer who keeps the record. Sometimes we call Patwari as a Kunogo. The main function of this branch is to keep the record of land recording, those who are owners and cultivation, and they have to up to date. Means what the new changes they have brought, they have to keep. For this purpose, there is one record room. One record room is there, we call this Kunogo. What we call it? Kunogo. And the Sadar Kunogo and the Circle Revenue Officer means they have to keep the records, but Jamabandis of the whole part of the district. There is the office, there is a room one where they are keeping the records. The maintenance of land record by the Patwari, including map of the lands, maps, etc., helps to resolve any dispute. If any dispute is there, he first go to the maps, read the map thoroughly, and he has to see which land, which plot belongs to which person, and what is the dispute. And through with the help of maps and other things, he can solve the problem, he can solve the dispute. Dispute in the villages that related to the property and its ownership. One such record is called Khasra. It is register of harvest inspections, Padtal, investigation which are saying, inspections, whether the things are going properly or not. We called it Khasra. That records which are maintaining in that book, we are saying Khasra. Padtal means investigation. The Patwari conducts the field harvest inspections and the cutting time in the month of October, February and April. Harvesting time in the month of October, February and April, wherein he or she records fact regarding crop grown. How much crop is grown? What benefit the villagers got or the government got? Soil classification. What type of soil was there, is there, and is it that soil is cultivable or not? The soil has capacity to grow that much crops of the cultivators. The first 6 monthly inspection started from 1st October is called Kharif Padtal. That about the climate, monsoon crop we can say. They are investigated about the Kharif, that the rice which are grown in the monsoon season. While the second commencing from 1st February is called Ravi Padtal. Ravi is a wheat, grains, and dal, that is Ravi. In the month of April, and the jade padtal is done. That vegetables means cucumber, pumpkin, that is jade crop, jade padtal means investigation. Padtal is a Hindi word. So here is a picture. We have to identify the picture and we have to give the answers. What do you think this is depicted in the picture? This is the dry land, means the crop has spoiled in this picture. We can say poor farmer practice. The farmers did not do hard work in this crop, means they had not spread any pesticides or not gave the fertilizers. Something is lacking in this land. That's why we are saying poor farming practice. Only weeds are there, only dry crops are there. So who is responsible for reporting what is happening in the picture? Now this situation, the Patwari has to tell to the government, to the various department, to the districts, to the tehsil, to the jila. First we have talked about the country, then the state, then the districts, then the towns, then the jila, then the villages. In these parts, he has to report what is happening in the village land, on the cultivation and the crops, and what type of problems they are facing, farmers are facing in the cultivation. About that. No, working of a district, administration of a district, how the work is done in the district. All Indian states are divided into number of districts. First states, then districts. All the head of the district's administration is the district collector or deputy commissioner, who supervise the work of the district. The districts are further subdivided, then again divided to facilitate administration, to look after the work, whether the work is going on or not, what type of problems are the public is facing. The subdivisions are known as tehsil, taluka, etc. These are headed by the other officers under the district collector, known as Tahsildar, Konogos, Lake Falls means Patwaris, or Patwaris. These officers resolve the dispute. In villages, there are headmen, sarpanch, they are looking after, and Patwaris also, they have to report the Patwari if any problem they had faced. Moreover, they also supervise the work of the Patwari and check that the land revenue is properly assessed and collected by them. Means these all departments, Tahsildars, Konogos, they looked after the work of Patwari, whether Patwari is keeping the record, writing the record, and time to time updated and time to time informed to the Tahsil or not. Then they have to give to the report to the state, and state gives the report to the country, government. And check that the land revenue is properly assessed and collected by them. The Tahsildar's office is also the place where land disputes are heard. If any problem related land, the Tahsildar office is there. If the parties involved are not satisfied, if those who have come for complaint are not satisfied with the decision, they can go to the district court. Then they can go to the district court. But such cases are very rare, very few. And generally, land disputes are settled at the local level itself. Means they are held the meeting. Sarpanch are solving these disputes. If that severe cases are there, then they go to court. Okay, now we'll talk about new inheritance. Just a minute. Yes, students, now we'll talk about new inheritance law. In the beginning of the chapter, we were talking about inheritance. What is inheritance? That is about the property, matters of the property, to transforming the property legally to the persons here, sons, daughters. So this type of new inheritance law. When it comes to inheritance of agriculture, property, it is generally the men who benefit, and agricultural property is divided among the sons. In the old law, only the sons are the owner of the property after the father. But it has changed to remove the discrimination, भेदभाव रखना जो आपस में boys and girls about the gender. The government has changed the existing law of inheritance. It is known as the Hindu Session Amendment Act 2005. It came into force on 9 September 2005. The Hindu Succession Amendment Act, we are saying, 2005 was enacted to remove gender discrimination. Under the amendment, the daughter of a person or the corporation shall by birth become a honor in her own right in the same manner as the son. Means same. If the father is distributing the property to the son, and the daughter is also the part of that property, she can also claim. If father is not giving the property to the daughter, only giving the son, the daughter can claim that property go to the court under this act, Hindu Succession Amendment Act. The 2005 Act brings all agricultural land, not only houses, all the property at par, equal with other property, and makes Hindu women inheritance rights on land legally, kanuni bolte hain jisko, equal to those of men in all the states. In all the Indian states, daughters are also take the property of the father. This can benefit millions of women dependent on agriculture for their survival. Now the women can also take the property of the father under the new inheritance law. The act also gives all daughters, married or not married, the right to reside in or seek partition of the family house. If the father is distributing the property, the daughters are equal the part of that. They can also take equal distributor of that. The daughter can also take and also claim if father is not giving that property to the daughter. Earlier, in ancient time, what happened before this law? Married women did not even have the right to reside at their parents' home, and unmarried daughters had reside but no right in the partition property. Earlier, the unmarried daughters can live in the homes till marriage. Once she married, she will not get any property from the father's house. This law has helped women. So which type of benefits the women's got now? The law has helped women to be a par equal with men as far as the agriculture and the residence property is concerned. So the government has given equal rights to the women also. That is we call democratic government in our country. So all Hindu women can get, not only Hindu, this is the only Hindu Amendment Act, but those who are the citizens of the India, the daughters, the women can also get their rights of property, right of land from their forefathers' property or father's property, not only son. So this was our today's chapter topic. So what we have learned through this topic, the local police helps in solving the dispute and crimes at the local level. It is responsible for maintaining law and order. The SHO is the in charge in the police station who register the complaints of the people. The complaint logged by the people is in the form of FIR, First Information Report. Another official at village level is the Patwari. He maintains the land records and the land including measurement and the crop description. The Patwari is responsible for collecting taxes, revenue from the farmers at the village level. At the district level, the administration, the working is supervised by the district collector. Under him, we find different offices. Which officer? Tehsildars and Konegos, who look after the dispute and collection of land revenue. In 2005, a new inheritance law, rights of property for women, was introduced, which gave women an equal share in the agriculture and the residential property, in the house also and the land also. So students, there is thinking skills. When I come back to you, you have to think about that. Suppose, imagine, just think that if you are the sarpanch of a village, admin of a village, one case of land dispute has been brought to your notice. Means if you have to solve that dispute as a sarpanch. Think of ways to proceeding to resolve the land dispute. How would you solve this dispute? So you have to give me your opinion after the end of the class. So I'm going to share video before you watch it.
In this module, you will learn about rural administration. We all know that our country is made up of many states. All these states consist of many districts, which are divided into tehsils or talukas. Every tehsil is a collection of small towns and villages. Most of the land in villages is used for farming, and the government is responsible for maintaining proper records of these lands. The task of maintaining the land records and collecting revenue from the farmers is done by the village Patwari. A Patwari is also known as Lekhpal, Kanungo, and village officer in different regions of India. The Patwari maintains the land records by measuring the plots. Usually a khasra record is maintained which gives information regarding the owners of different plots of.
Student, this is khasra record. Record about the land, about the plot, where they are growing the crops. So you have to observe it properly and listen carefully. Please, students.
Land. The khasra number is a plot number given to a specific piece of land which is owned by a villager or village community. This information is very crucial to farmers who need to
see area. The name of owner is written. Suppose Rajiv Ram, son of Sanjeev Ram, village Surjapur, owner. He is the owner of the land. If rented to some other farmer, if he has given land for rent, their name and rent received. Here we can write the name. Yes. Which crop grown? Rice. Area and hectare? 1. Second grown crop? None. Then area not cultivate, follow land. Kept for the cultivation, preparing 75. How they are cultivating the land and what procedures, what new technologies they are using, we are saying fallow land. How the farmers have grown the crops, this were going fallow land. And which equipments they have used, facilities he had used for growing the crops, tube wells working. And this type, you have to listen carefully. Then
produce
only
the
you
land
understand.
record at the time of land division or during buying or selling of land. The land record work is monitored by the Revenue Department of the Government of India. The Patwari reports to the revenue officer at the district level, who is also known as the Tehsildar. Tehsildars from various districts report to the district collector.
Just see, all the tehsildars are collecting the reports from the Patwari, then they all give the report to the district collector.
The Tehsildars supervise the work of the Patwaris.
Now all the tehsildar asking Patwari to give us the reports of the villages. Then they have to report the collector.
And ensure that the land records are properly maintained and revenue is collected. The Tehsildar also provides a copy of the land records to farmers. Until some years ago, only men used to own agricultural land. Women in a village worked in the fields, but they did not own property. However, in 2005, the Hindu Succession Act was amended. Thanks to this, whenever there is a land division now, women are also given an equal share in the agricultural land, along with the male members of a family. If land-related disputes arise, the police get involved. Actually, every police station is given an area of control so the villagers can file their report in the specific police station under which their village falls. We have now reached the end of this module on rural administration. In this module, we learnt that it is important for the government to maintain proper land records. The land record work comes under the Revenue Department of the Government of India. The Patwari maintains land records and collects land revenue in a village. The Tehsildar is a land revenue officer at the district level. He supervises the work of a Patwari. And that, as per the Hindu Succession Amendment Act, women in India can get a share in the family's agricultural land.
Yes, students. Now you can ask me any question related to the topic. Then I'll ask you the thinking question which I have given you earlier. If you are a sarpanch of that village, how will you solve that dispute? I have asked that question. Now, yes, Supriya, what is your question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Very good afternoon, dear.
Ma'am, in responsibilities of Patwari, the second paragraph, the Patwari is responsible. There is a line, farmers may change the crops cultivated by them, or facilities like wells or tube wells may be dug at places where they did not exist earlier. Ma'am, what is the meaning of this line?
Yes, farmer may change the crop cultivated by them, means they can change the process of cultivation. Earlier they were not getting the facilities of the wells, tube wells, only rivers. Are they getting any problem of the new equipments? So they can change the method. Earlier they were not using, means they can use a new technology which the government is providing to them. Okay, they can take the help of new technologies earlier which they are not getting. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. Yes, Ananya Sharma. Yes, Ananya.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can you please explain about khasra?
Yes, about khasra crop. The khasra is a plot, the land, part of land. The Patwari observes the villagers' part of land, which crop they have grown in that area. Just now I have shown you the report. If suppose you are a owner of a land plot, you have grown rice in your plot, means your crops were flourished in a high quality or high quantity. What you have used, which equipments you have used, which new technology you have used in your that field in khasra crop, means khasra means a land, part of a land plot. Did you get? Did
Yes,
you get?
ma'am.
Okay. Yes, Anisvi? Yes, Anisvi.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Very good afternoon, dear.
Ma'am, I can't understand the second paragraph of new inheritance law.
I did not understand. What? What you have to
I
say?
did.
I did not
I did.
understand. Yes. Second paragraph, I will explain you whole. What is new inheritance law? See, students, what happened earlier? Women's had no right on the parents' property. Now, this has changed. New law has come. Now, the women's are a part of their father's parents' property. Not only house, but also the land. This is that explanation. Anisvi, you want more explanation or enough? Anisvi, do you want more? Means earlier when they, what is in the earlier law? Before this law? Earlier, they could live in parents' house till unmarried, till married. When once they got married, there no right of parents' property. They did not have any right on parents' property. But now, the women have right on parents' property. Did you get, Anisvi? She's not speaking. Anisvi, did you get my meaning?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any girl wants to ask any question, any doubt, any clarification? Please raise your hand so I will ask the question. So student, just tell me. Yes, Supriya, you have doubt? Yes, Supriya?
Ma'am, which crop is kharif?
Rice. Monsoon, which crop grows in monsoon season? Okay?
Ma'am,
Monsoon,
rice.
no, na rainy season, when the rains are
Yes,
coming.
ma'am.
Yes. So you don't have any question. Okay, students, please read the chapter properly. Soon I will send you the answers of this question and you have to frame internal answers of this chapter. Read fully that chapter. Okay, till then, bye. Have a nice day. Bye-bye, students.